A router sits in the living room, blinking quietly. 2 rooms away, behind a closed door and a slab of concrete, a phone is streaming a video in full resolution without a single wire connecting the two. Nothing visibly passes between them. No cord, no beam of light you can see, no sound. So, what is actually crossing that wall, and how does it carry an entire video without losing a frame? Wi Fi is not magic, it is radio. Your router contains a small radio transmitter almost identical in principle to the one in a car stereo. Instead of broadcasting music on a frequency like 101.5 megahertz, it broadcasts data on a frequency around 2.4 or 5 gigahertz. Those frequencies were chosen because they carry a lot of information very quickly over short distances. This is the same trade-off AM and FM radio make in the opposite direction, sacrificing range for bandwidth. The data itself, your video, your messages, your search results, gets broken into tiny electrical patterns. The router's radio takes those patterns and encodes them as rapid changes in the radio wave itself, shifting its phase, amplitude, or frequency thousands of times a second. Each tiny shift represents a chunk of binary data, ones and zeros, riding on top of an invisible wave, the same way a voice rides on top of a radio carrier signal. Radio waves at these frequencies do not stop at a wall. They pass through most building materials the same way light passes through glass, just far less efficiently. Wood, drywall, and glass barely slow the signal down. Concrete, brick, and especially metal absorb or reflect a lot more of it. This is why a router in one room can feel strong in the kitchen and weak in a concrete stairwell. The wall is not blocking the signal entirely. It is eating away at its strength every time it passes through. On the other side of that wall, your phone's own small radio antenna is listening continuously, picking up that weakened wave and reversing the process. It decodes the phase and amplitude shifts back into the exact sequence of ones and zeros the router sent. This happens roughly 50 to a few hundred times per second, depending on the connection. This is fast enough that even a fairly weak signal can still rebuild a clean video stream without visible glitches. That is also why moving your router changes everything. Every wall, mirror, and metal appliance between two antennas adds a tiny bit of signal loss and a tiny bit of delay from waves bouncing around the room before arriving. Push it far enough and the radio simply cannot recover a clean enough signal to rebuild the data. This is the moment a video starts buffering. There was never a wire to cut. There was just a radio wave running out of strength before it reached you. If this kind of everyday mystery fascinates you, subscribe to How It Actually Works for more.